Good morning. Today is Thursday, March 12th, 2026. It's about, I can't see the clock. I think it's 6:40 in the morning. I don't have my glasses on. What's the difference? 6:30, 6:40. Welcome to another one of my long episodes where we talk comedy talk, shop talk. We talk about the comedy industry. Eventually I probably will have comics come on here and talk. I'm not in a rush. Actually, it might be beneficial. It might help change my attitude. If I was in contact with more comics, if I had more relationships with other people in the comedy community, you might not see me come on here as much and trash talk the comedy industry. I wouldn't feel so alienated if I had felt included and involved, just like someone who loves sports. They might not be the greatest basketball player, but they're accepted in sports community as a sportscaster or a coach or a water boy, somehow involved and needed by the community. And I think part of my problem is I don't feel wanted by the from time to time I go through phases where I'll hang around and I'll do journalism. I'll interview the comics outside of the open mics, and that's a form of a lot of them snub me. I'll ask a lot of them if they want to be interviewed, and they'll snub me. But the funny thing is, if I ever blew up and I became like a Joe Rogan, or then all of a sudden the monkeys would all be coming up to me and say, "Oh, can you interview me? Can you interview me?" Anyway, since I'm drinking my coffee, I thought I would compare myself to two comics who come on various social media platforms and drink a cup of coffee. And people like them, people watch them. And I'm going to compare myself to them. And I'm not going to mention their names because I really don't want it getting back to them. I really don't. There are some YouTubers who in comedy who will get on here and actually trash talk other comedians and actually mention them by name and then put up a big clip, a big video of their other comics' face and show videos of them talking. I don't go that far. I don't want to ruin other people's reputation, and I don't want to make enemies with people, but I need to speak my mind and ventilate about people who I know or who don't know me, my resentment, my jealousies, the quirks or things I don't like or do like about them. And if I'm not mentioning their names, and even if people figure out that I'm talking, does it really matter? Because is anybody watching me anyway? Does anybody really care what I have to say? So why not if I don't mention their names? Anyway, the two comics I'm going to mention who come on here and drink a cup of coffee and are more popular than me, they're about 20 years younger than me, come from different parts of the USA. One is a female and one is a male. And what else do I want? They've been doing comedy less time than I have. I've been doing comedy for 20 years. I believe one of them has been doing comedy now for 14 years. And this individual is a male. And this, I have to admit, this individual pounds the pavement and hit the circuit and is still grinding it. I don't like a lot of things about what this person does, but we'll get into that. And the other individual, the female, has only been doing comedy for 6 years and didn't come up through the circuit, didn't come up through the classes and the open mics and the bringer shows. This individual just flew to meteoric rise by making videos. And I think I'm going to talk more about the popularity this person has, this female. That's what I don't really resent the comic herself so much, but I resent the popularity that she has. I resent the fact that thousands of people view her, like her, pay to go see her, ask her when she's coming to their city, that what she has to say is more important than what I have, that her existence is more important than mine. I know it's not healthy, maybe it's, but I think I have the right to speak. I've been trying, I've been working hard. I don't think I'm any less than anybody. I don't think I'm any better than anybody, but society tells me that other people are better than me in the way that people react to the content that I put out. Anyway, let's start with the male comic, okay? This individual comes on to one of the platforms every morning, drinks a cup of coffee, plays some soft music in the background in their apartment, talks about their lamentations for the day, their thoughts for the day, whatever, and gets at least 30 likes, okay? Tons of views. This individual is a booked comic. This individual runs an open mic, and people like this individual. He's part of the nucleus. He's part of the boys club. I used to go to his mic, but I just don't like going there anymore because it's a large, obnoxious popularity contest. And for me, I don't just go to get up and sound. I go to socialize, because that's what comedy is supposed to be about: networking, getting to know comics, so you work together. And when the shows, you put each other. But in this particular scene, a lot of the scenes, only a certain people laugh and support and talk to each other. Because I'm always going up to the same freaking comics and starting a conversation. If I don't do it, they won't come up to me, and usually they'll walk away in the middle of the conversation. And it's a bum rush too. Like, it doesn't matter how soon you get there. These MCs, they put out the list at the last minute, and if you're not standing right there aggressively in a buffalo stance, these comics will come in 3 hours after you got, and they'll step right in front of you. They'll get in line. They'll get in the set in front of you. They'll do their set, and they'll walk out before you even do. That's why I don't like certain kind of scenes. I don't want to jump all over the place, because remind me to talk about a couple of virtual platforms, but I'm trying to keep that in the back burner. But anyway, people like this. I remember the first time I went to this open mic, there was a comic there, and he was setting up tables and chairs, and I asked him if he needed any, and he snapped at me like a dog. And he's, "Oh, I'm sorry." I guess he was mad at another comic who was annoying him, so he snapped at me. And whenever I see this comic, ever since then, I'm always walking. He'll never come up and say hello to me. I'm always walking up and saying hello to him, congratulating on his set. And he's just a mean, but I see he has his little boys club. The boys club, where they hang around together. These people are younger than me. They've been doing comedy less time than I am, and they're treating like a piece of garbage off the street that doesn't exist. But this particular comic with a cup of coffee, who comes on every morning, who runs these mics, I met him about 3 times. I haven't seen him or spoken to him in 2 years, because I don't go inside of his mic. I think what's something that turned me off about him, one time I saw him at a real comedy club, and I had come in there just to support the comedians. I paid to get in, and I'm online waiting, and I see him in a lobby, and he walks up to me online, not really me, but the people around me, and I look at him right in the face, and I know he's seen me at the mics. I'm looking right at him, getting ready to say hello, but he's like this, looking around, looking for important people, looking for famous comedians, looking for people who are in his circle. Like, looks at me, but you're not important for me to say hello to you, or I don't remember you, because you're nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I started resenting this individual. I know it's stupid, it's selfish, it's mean. And I just remember walking out of that club like 20 minutes into the show, even though I paid, and feeling free walking down the street, not having to be around these fake assholes. Anyway, let's get past him. We spent enough time with him. Let's talk about the female comic who drinks a cup of coffee in the morning and makes videos. This female comic never did anything to me, never did anything to me, We never even met because she's not part of the open mic scene. We don't even live in the same state. Yet she came up on my feed one day, and I was impressed. I was impressed by what she had to say, but I was also impressed by her popularity. I'm like, where did this young lady, where did this girl come from? And that's why I started watching her. And anyway, she just started doing comedy, just started making videos about 6 years ago. And she, every video, you know, hundreds, thousands, when you gonna come see me? And she says, what does she say? They're not my fans, they're my friends. But I emailed her once to congratulate her and just to give her an idea for a joke, and she never wrote me back. I follow her, she doesn't follow me back because I'm just I'm a fan, but I'm a nobody. I'm a comic who's unbooked. I'm even trying to be a fan. I'm trying to be a friend, but I'm too small. I'm too minuscule of a sperm cell to even have the honor of being a friend, you know? And I'm not so much angry at her. I'm angry at society. I'm angry at her fans for liking her and not liking me. You know, I'm not saying that I'm better than her. I'm just saying I'm a very creative, funny guy. I've lived an interesting life. I have a lot of perspectives. I have a lot of stories to tell. Yet nobody even fucking views me. Okay? The very few likes I get are from trolls on here. And that's where the resentment comes in. And once again, you know, she is booked by this club who has basically just disregarded me for 20 years. This is a club where I have paid to take classes, where I have done shows, bringing them in business, where I've hung around, I've ordered food, I've ordered drinks, I've entered contests, and all the freaking manager does will just bark my name out or look at a clipboard. He's seen me at the open. He's just a very, very gruff, rough around the edges guy who treats most comedians out, except the book comedians, or maybe it's a one or two in his little circle, his little clique, his little house. I mean, I understand. I'm not even asking him to make me a headliner. I'm not even asking him, but he's so paranoid. He thinks every comic is coming at him, trying to get a spot in his club. So or maybe he just has he just treats every gruffly, meanly. I did a show. He came and fucking say hello. How you doing? Welcome. Good luck. You're up next. I remember I did this bringer show. I brought 12 comics into his club. He didn't even walk around each comic and smile. He just said, Steve K, you're up. I remember I came back the next week. He barked at me like a dog because I was in the wrong part of the club. I just popped my head. He didn't remember. That's when I'm nothing. I'm zero. I'm a sperm. That's why I'm so angry, because he's booking this girl in these clubs. She's getting paid after 6 years of doing videos. And I hung around it in person, and I hung classes, and he couldn't even smile and say hello or be nice and just be a human being. That's where the resentment comes in. And that's why I'm jealous of her. And once again, God bless her. She's working hard. I'm so happy. But what is wrong with society? What's wrong with this asshole? And what's wrong with people that they like her and they don't like me? I'll tell you what she talks about. It's mainly about her family. It's mainly jokes just about, you know, what they're talking about, what they're doing, what the family obsession is, but about the phone calls getting from family members. And good, it's funny, but everybody likes her and nobody likes me. And and I think I have more of an interesting life than her. Okay, I don't live with anybody, but I meet all kinds of people. I've traveled. I have so many interests, so many things to talk about. And nobody wants to look at me and view me. Why does everybody like her? What she does every day, she's always eating, always drinking coffee, always the same issues and everything. And all these, and I think, well, is that what people like? Is that all they want to talk about? Is that all they want to tune in? Is somebody eating and talking about the same things, the same jokes every day, and they get thousands of them, and they're getting paid, and they get to be in a club. That is why. Yeah, are these grievances? Maybe you don't want it. It's the way I feel, and nobody's watching me anyway. So what the hell? That's why I make these episodes. All right, so I think talked about these people enough. Let's talk about virtual open mics, okay? I'm going to talk about one good virtual mic I like because it's a supportive mic. There's only like maybe 4 comics in each open mic. Everybody gets a chance to talk. Everybody supports each other. You get to get up and announce at the end like where you're performing next. I could even run a mic there, and I think I am going to run it. Or you can run up. I love that platform. I feel love. It's not just about getting booked. It's not just about making money. It's not about being it's about being loved, about feeling like you're a fucking human being, like you count. Why do people have to be such a goddamn seesaw in life? So anyway, that's the good mic, the one where I feel the love. Then there's another mic, a virtual mic, which I hate, I despise because it's become like the popularity live mics, which I talk, where you have the goons, in the middle, the boys running the mic, and everybody's, and their cronies are surrounding them, kissing their ass, trying to get on the set, hoping to become an MC, riding their coattails, being friendly, sticking their nose, and just being a dick to me because I just want to fucking say hello. I walk like gradually. They're on the set, and I talk about what I get about myself a little, and they, oh yeah, and they turn around and they walk out after, and they didn't even watch me. That's how fucking fake, but they don't act that way to everybody. See? Anyway, this virtual mic, the one I'm about to bash, is a large, obnoxious open mic. What I mean is the MCs blow their face up on a screen, and they become like loud carnival announcers, and you can't even touch them because there's dozens of comics all tuned in, waiting, hoping to get their set. So many times I've tried to get just into the open mic, and they'll write me back, oh, we're not running a mic now, but we'll be starting a show. Maybe we'll consider you. Send us some clips of and I send my best clips, and they don't even write me back. They ignore me because I'm not important, because I'm a needle in this haystack. I'm not worth even reading the email. I'm not even worth responding to. You see why I get so angry at people? That's why comedy's not healthy for me. That's why I'm getting more into podcasting. I'm getting more into music. I'm getting more into writing. I think I'm getting into voiceover because comedy is unrewarding for me. It's the relationship that doesn't give back. Some comics say, oh, comedy has given so much love to me, and I made so many friends, and I had so many issues, and I didn't have voice, and comedy get blah, blah. I don't have that. I don't get love back from comedy. I don't get love back from the audience. I don't get love back from other comedians. I don't get any love back from the bookers. Okay, I just put out, and I get nothing in return. I feel like I am trying to bleed from a stone. This is how I feel about comedy. But I'm still talking about it because I am a comedian. I have funny things to say. I'm interested in comedy. I'm on the fringes of the comedy community, yet I feel like an unwanted orphan, an abandoned kitten. So anyway, I think I said my piece. Whatever, I'm probably gonna I can't even get a view. That's how angry I am. I can't even get a view. I don't make any money. I don't get any handshakes. There's no love at all. That's all. I got it out of my system. Now I'm gonna get on my day because I got other places to go and other things to do where people actually give me love back. And I'm not asking for a lot either. I don't ask for a lot. Why do we give so much to some people and give nothing? Think about that. Thank you very much. Have a great day, guys.